What is up, guys? My name is Logan Tremelin. I'm in New York City right now, and it just so happened that Boosted Boards was having a ride event at Phil Apache here in the city for their new Rev scooters. So this is a very first look at the Rev scooter and how it works in my opinion. So first I'm just going to go over a couple of the specs that Boosted has on their website. The range is up to 22 miles. The top speed is up to 24 miles an hour. There's 3 ride modes, just like the Boosted skateboards. The weight is 46 pounds. So there's 3 different ways to brake. There's an electric brake, just like the Boosted skateboards. There's a hand brake, and then there's a foot brake. So my first impressions of the Boosted scooter is it's very fast. When I got on it, it felt like a Boosted device. It was very high quality. It was just nice. It felt sturdy. It felt stable when you're riding it. And it was really fast. The 24 miles an hour surprised me. On this model, since he said it's a pre-production model, there is some weird thing where when you're full speed in the max mode, that it like gets to a certain point, slows down a little bit, speeds up a lot, slows down a little bit, and then it speeds up to that 24 miles an hour. He says this is just because it's a pre-production model, and on the production models, that won't happen. It will just be full power when you hit the throttle. Now, the same thing went for the brake, which I thought was kind of weird. So throttle's like a little twist thing, and then when you push it back, there's no reverse on the scooter, but it does have brakes. Now, I did notice when I was going 24 miles an hour and I braked, it had that same feature where it like braked really hard, slowed down, and then braked really hard and then slowed down, and then braked until you got to a dead stop. Which I understand, like speeding up, but braking didn't make any sense to me, so hopefully that's just a pre-production model issue, and on the production models that will be completely just seamless. Now the handbrake was very squeaky, but it worked very well, and the foot brake was just any like any other scooter brake. It worked well, it was there when you had it, and I just think it's a great idea that Boosted has 3 different ways to stop this device, because when you're going 24 miles an hour, especially in New York City, you're definitely going to need to stop quick. I will say that when you're not going full speed, when you're just cruising, the throttle's kind of weird. Like, it's hard to hold steady. Now this is me, I only rode it for 4 minutes probably, but it just seemed like it was hard to hold steady. Now this is something I had an issue with on my Boosted with this remote too. It took me a while to get used to this, and now I'm completely used to it. Now I'm fine with it. Now, a couple other things that's good about the scooter is it folds completely in half, and when you pick it up, it's very stable. The weight's very evenly distributed, so when you pick up the 47, 48 pounds of the scooter, you at least can hold it nicely regardless of how heavy it is. He was talking about that they made it easy to replace the tires. These tires have tubes in them, so if you pop a tire, he said all you have to do is remove one side of the hub and the tire actually comes off with the tube, so you can easily replace the tire if you pop one. Now, another good thing about this scooter is the range. 22 miles is the longest range out of any of the Boosted Board vehicles. So I think 22 miles is a good introductory starting point for them for this scooter. So now I'm going to talk about the 2 biggest complaints I have about this scooter. One is the width of it. The handlebars are very, very wide. So when it comes to riding in a city like this, you can't just cut through traffic like I can on my skateboard. You really need to be careful and really slow down and really watch what you're doing and make sure that you don't hit handlebars on mirrors or on cars or on everything. So that's a big drawback for me. Now, my second least favorite thing about the scooter is the weight. It's 46 pounds, and for a scooter, that's a lot. That's not something you want to run out of battery on. That's not something you want to push and kick. It's definitely made to be a vehicle and be substantial and made to be your main source of transportation. I will say that I took it off a curb and I picked it up onto a curb, and it didn't seem bad. It did seem heavy. Obviously it was heavier than my skateboard, but when I jumped off the curb, it felt very stable. The weight was there, and when I picked it up on the curb, it was fine. I just picked up the front end and it went up easily. Now, I will say one good thing about this weight is when you're going 24 miles an hour, especially in New York City, you're hitting the bumps, you're hitting the potholes, you're hitting speed bumps. I like the weight. It really makes you feel like you're safe. You're not bouncing around, you're not getting air. I mean, I hit a speed bump at 24 miles an hour on the thing and I didn't come off the ground. The weight of it really helps when you're at that top speed, but when you're at a slower speed, it really it makes it seem really nimble. I don't know if I just wasn't standing correctly or what, or if I'm just not used to it, but it seems like it tips over a lot when you're going slow. So all in all, this scooter I think is very well built. If you're in the market for an electric scooter and this is in your budget, I definitely think it's a good option. It's made by Boosted, so it's gonna be very reliable, it's gonna work very well, and if the weight of it doesn't matter to you and if the width of it doesn't matter to you, then I think it's your best option. Alright guys, that is it. That is my first impressions of the Boosted Rev scooter. I hope you guys get to test one out, see how you like it, see what your opinion is, see if we have anything in common, and thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.
That is dope.